WUSA. Here's Kenny Blankenship.
Hello, I'm Kenny Blankenship, and here's today's top story. The forced relocation of many Cherokee, Creek, Seminole, and Choctaw tribes to Western Indian Territory has caused much uproar and debate over whether the movement is necessary. The official name of the legislation is the Indian Removal Act. However, because of the Indian discontent towards the act, the path traveled by the natives has been labeled as the Trail of Tears. The main tribes that are affected are the Cherokee and the Seminole Indians. We now go to Vic Romano, who is live with a Seminole Indian, who's been greatly affected by the movement. Vic?
Thanks, Kenny. I'm here on the Trail of Tears with a member of the Seminole tribe. Sir, I understand that your tribe in particular is very much against this movement. Your thoughts?
Yes, my tribe and I not like this government movement. They try and put us with the Creek tribe, but we are not Creek. We are our own people.
That's fascinating. So how did this happen?
Well, the government tried to take our land in Florida with treaties, so we resist them and fight back. But they defeated us, so now we must walk the Trail of Tears west, away from this land.
I see. Thank you for the interview.
You're welcome.
Back to you, Kenny.
While most, if not all, Indians are against this act, many whites are divided on the issue. Notable Americans, such as Davy Crockett, are against the act. These people argue that a policy of coexisting should be adopted. However, our own president, Andrew Jackson, is very much for the removal of Indians from their native lands. We'll now go live to Vic Romano, who's on the scene with a government official. Vic?
Thank you, Kenny. I'm here with a government official from Georgia. So, sir, what are your thoughts on the movement?
Well, like you say, I'm from Georgia now, and we got way too many of these redskin Indian folk around in our zone. So we got to kick them out. That's what I said to the government. We got to get them out. So we give them all this land to the west. So they just got all this free land, uninhabited, all that stuff, not infected by us, the white folk, all that. Yeah, I think, yeah.
All right, I see. Do you have any more thoughts?
Actually, yeah, I do. I do not understand why they're crying and complaining about all this wonderful stuff we're giving them. You see, this is a wonderful place we're giving them. They might call it a Trail of Tears, but we're giving them a home. You know, it's what they make of it. So, yeah.
I see. Thank you for the interview. Back to you, Kenny.
Thanks for that interview, Vic. I'm here in the studio with a Cherokee Indian who's been greatly affected. So, what is your viewpoint on the issue?
It is terrible. The white men came into our land looking for gold, and we tried to appeal to them through their Supreme Court, but they wouldn't hear us because they don't think we're our own nation. But then they finally said that the states didn't have power over us so that we could live in our land, but they did not enforce this, and they took away our rights.
And how did they do that?
Well, they took our land by making us sign unfair treaties. Only a minority signed those treaties, signing over our land for $5 million to the government. The rest of the tribe did not agree with this, but they didn't care. The President Jackson sent over 7,000 men to our land to enforce the treaties. They made us march west into a trail that was terrible. The journey was under terrible conditions. We couldn't even march near towns. Many people died from disease. We call this trail the trail where we cried.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
The Cherokees and Creek Indians are not the only tribes being affected. Other major tribes, such as the Chickasaw and Choctaw, are also being relocated. The Indian Removal Act is a major controversial issue for our nation. While the presence of Indians in Western lands remains a problem to our nation, how they should be dealt with remains the main issue. Many Americans agree that living in close proximity to the Indians is not possible due to cultural differences and racial friction. Is this the right course of action? Is coexisting possible? Or is the removal of Indians to the west necessary? That's for you to decide. I'm Kenny Blankenship. Thank you, and good night.
Thank you for watching WUSA News. Tune in again tomorrow for more news. Thank you for watching.